Paul James here, and today we're talking about 10 things that you have to buy if you want to get rich. All right, so this one's going to surprise you guys. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to dive right into it. And like I said, there's certain things that I think you need to buy if you want to become wealthy, if you want to make more money. Everyone just kind of needs these things. And this is, of course, just my opinion. You can let me know what you guys think of these things in the comment box below. But anyways, let's dive right in. So the first thing that I think you should obviously not buy is a Lamborghini. Now, I'll tell you why, but the reason is, before we jump into this, I kind of just want to throw a little pattern interrupt in there to get your attention. But obviously, this isn't going to help you get rich unless you're in a unique position, like maybe me, where you could make YouTube videos about it and you have a big audience. Then maybe. But for most people, this is going to be a bad investment. And before we get into these 10 things, I want to reframe your way of thinking about things, because when we use the word buy usually means that this is going to cost you something. In a case like that Lamborghini, yeah, it probably actually would cost you something and not actually make you money. So what we're going to instead do is we're going to reframe it and use a different word, invest. I like the word invest because invest signals that we're not actually it's not costing us something, it's actually giving us something. We're investing it because it's giving us something back. So that's what we're going to use on our list, and smash a like if you agree with me on that. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do that as well, because I answer all questions that come in on my videos within the first 30 minutes, and that's the best way to be notified of my new uploads. So number 10 on our list is invest into books. The reason why I put this in there is because books are one of the cheapest forms of basically knowledge to compile and get educated on. We can do this without having to go to college. We can have books of people who have had experiences that we haven't had. So investing in books, more importantly, I know especially for myself, it's not so much the money of buying the book, but it's investing in the time to actually force yourself to read it, because we get busy, life gets away from us. And I think this is one of the biggest things that you could do for yourself, is invest in actually the time to read books. So that's number 10 on our list. Number 9, invest in a good website. I think in today's day and age, it's amazing at what we can do on the internet. Back in the day, if we wanted to go, we had a new idea, right? And we wanted to sell, let's just say we wanted to sell calculators. I've got a calculator in front of me. We'd have to rent a storefront. We'd have to open it up and furnish it and hire help to help us, collect the payments and get signage, all of this stuff, which would be really expensive just to test an idea. Today, we can do that by just building a simple website. We can go and we can create a Shopify store in a matter of 5 minutes, right? So do yourself a favor and invest in a good website. Get something up so that you can get your brand out in front of people. If you have to hire someone to do that if you have to, or I've got free tutorials here on YouTube, and I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers do as well. But I put that at number 9. I think it's pretty important. Number 8, invest in your education. Now, it's important to invest in your education, mostly because you want to keep updated on all the new things that are happening in your field of study. If you're a doctor, for example, it's important that you stay educated on all the new techniques. If you're a surgeon, all the new surgical techniques, stuff like that. But in other non-traditional forms, like what we're doing with marketing, it's important to invest in your education. It's important to buy training, if you're an SEO person, right? It's important to buy training on new SEO stuff, or at least be testing it so that so that you're up to date. So I don't mean education in the traditional sense, oh yeah, I need to go to college. I don't mean that, because the fact of the matter is that there's Harvard courses out on websites. I'm trying to think of one of them, iTunes, I know has some up there. So if you're simply looking for the education, it can be gotten for free, basically, without having to pay for a college degree if you don't need the degree. So invest in that education, the time to get educated. I have a lot of good material out there. Even just investing in the time to come to this YouTube channel every day and actually get different things, different knowledge and stuff like that is very, very important. Number 7, invest in advertising. This has been huge for my business, a lot of other entrepreneurs. Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, all really good forms of advertising. This is going to get your business out there. And I think if you're not investing in advertising, you're missing out on a huge opportunity, because you're not in front of people. People can't see you. Building a website for your brand isn't necessarily enough, because if no one sees that website, then obviously, it's just going to be sitting there. So you have to advertise. I think investing in advertising is a great idea, especially investing into learning how to advertise properly. Also a good idea. Number 6, invest in outsourcing. I like sites like Upwork.com. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I like sites like this because you can go out there, you can find virtual help, people who are out there who can do simple tasks for you. And more than anything, it's not so much investing in outsourcing that's going to help you become rich or wealthy or whatever you want to call it, but it's freeing up your time because your time is valuable. Your time can be spent doing other things rather than maybe like entering things in a spreadsheet or writing content. Your time can be spent doing things that are more productive, that help grow your business. So you should outsource those tasks that are repetitive. So I put that at number 6. Number 5, invest in tools and software, automation. So I'm a big proponent on this because ever since I've started, when I went full-time in entrepreneurship, I've invested a lot in software, whether it's software to help me keep track of my customers and keep track of conversations I had with them, or whether it was software that helped me keep track of my SEO rankings or help me reverse engineer backlinks, or whether it's software that I've built, like that I talk about in my masterclass in the description of this video. Go check that out. You'll see an example of software, right? Software that helps capture leads. I've invested in software and tools, whether it's other people's software or whether it's creating my own. I think it's very important to invest in that automation for the same reason as the other point I had before this, which is because it frees up your time. It allows you to spend that time doing things that are more important in your business that allow you to grow instead of doing those repetitive tasks. Which brings me to my next point, which is invest in talent. I put this at number 4. If you find someone who's extremely talented, maybe on one of those outsourcing sites, or maybe it's someone you bump into, invest in them, invest in hiring them, invest in having them work for your company and grow with you. Maybe it's a talented graphic designer who's, sprucing up your product images and your sales pages. Maybe it's a programmer. Do whatever you can to make them happy. Invest in them because they're going to help your company grow, and you want to keep them happy. You want to keep them around. Whether it's offering bonuses when your product does well, or whether it's giving them an above average rate. Do that. I promise you, that'll come back tenfold. Number 3 kind of goes along that same page as invest in a good copywriter, something I realized lately. I've always thought I was investing in good copywriters, and I realized that, you can invest even more and get, top level, higher up people. Copywriting is an art. It's one of those things that people really study, and copywriting is, where you take words and you position them in a way on your website and said in a way where it's going to persuade people to make that decision to buy. And that's really important, to communicate your messaging properly, the benefits and features of your services in a way where people are going to be like, okay, I want this, I want to buy. I think it's a great idea, especially if you've got a website out there already and you've got services and products that you want to sell. Investing in a copywriter is an amazing investment and one that I'd highly recommend. Number 2, invest in relaxation. I did put this as a caveat once in a while. Obviously, you don't want it to hurt what you're doing, but I often find that we get burnt out. We get burnt out as human beings, and we need relaxation once in a while. We need to go on a vacation, or we need to get away from our normal environment. If I'm sitting in this office for weeks on end, I need to get out of here to recharge my batteries, to get my creative juices flowing again so that I can be the best me, so that I can really, make a difference and make a dent. And that leads me to point number 1, which ultimately I think this is the best investment that you can make if you want to improve your quality of life, if you want to, become more wealthy or more rich, or however you want to say it. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself by giving yourself more time, more resources, more training, whatever it is that you need. Invest in yourself, because you can't make a difference in other people's lives, and you can't make an impact unless you are the best you, unless you're living your best life and you feel good about everything. So invest in yourself. Now I want you to comment below this video right now. Comment something that you think is important to invest in. And if you're not subscribed, you're going to want to make sure that you are subscribed, because I'm going to be reading through those and I'm going to be replying to as many as I can, especially if you comment them as soon as I upload the video, and my future videos too. And also, I'm going to leave a link to this video here. I want you to check out this one next. It's about how to earn $100 a day with ugly one-page websites, because we talked about building websites in this video. So you definitely want to go check that out. And don't forget to check out the free masterclass in the link to my description if you really want to learn more about building businesses and online businesses and how I really got to where I am. Definitely go check that out. But we'll see you in another video. I appreciate you being here today. Until next time, I am Paul James. Peace out. And by the way, I think this video is going to be under 10 minutes, so smash the like button for that, because we're right on the edge. Do it.